then.
Stravete.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
As you would expect, it's still hot.
Very, very hot. I think we're at over 35 most days this week.
Yeah, and I think next week it just tops 40. So.
Which is ridiculous.
What's even worse is the low temperatures don't go below 22.
No, overnight we're starting to get a lot warmer at night.
I have to sleep in my hammock in a cellar.
Yeah, you're definitely thinking of setting that up, aren't you?
Oh yeah. If I do, I'll show you.
Well, we started our week with a trip to Schumann Market.
We did. It's a huge market. We took Max. We wandered around with him. He was glad he went, but doesn't want to go again.
No, too big for Max.
Yeah. And I did take a load of footage to show you, but I was trying an experiment with my new camera. It didn't work.
No, you didn't like it.
It wasn't up to our usual standard. So when we next go, I'll do the normal thing.
Got a lot of feet.
I got a lot of feet, a lot of pavement.
A lot of legs.
Yeah, lot of bottoms. But as we're not that sort of channel, I thought I'd better not put it in. So, yeah, we'll do something proper for you next time, and you can see what it's like. But we enjoyed ourselves.
We did. Though I didn't buy anything. Well, not in the
not in the market,
bric-a-brac market, but in the fruit and veg market. We've got some lovely tomatoes, and plants.
Speaking of tomatoes.
Yes, we've had some out of our own garden.
Yes.
Our first ones from our own garden this year, which has been lovely, and they tasted delicious.
As you would expect.
And we've also got onions, potatoes, so
all sorts coming through.
The next week or two will be a lot of canning and preserving.
Yeah.
Going to have a go at Chinese plum sauce following a recommendation from Linda.
And an abundance of plums, of course.
And loads of plums, yeah. So we both quite like Chinese, so we're going to give that a go.
Why not?
You've been slowly, not quickly, but slowly getting on with the cooking.
As we said, it's still really hot, so I've been doing that early morning thing. I'm working through till it gets too hot.
Which is about 9 o'clock.
Well, by 9 o'clock it's in full sunlight.
Yeah.
And even with the umbrellas giving me a bit of shade, it's too hot to work. Yeah. But I have been continuing the process of getting the summer kitchen ready. This is how far I got this week. I've continued with the supports for the worktop that we're putting around this area. Now, there's been a slight change of plan, which won't surprise you at all. The sink will no longer be here, it's going to be there. But that's not a problem because we haven't yet made the worktop. Now, I had two options of this. I could either do them in place, build a former and pour it as one slab, or I can do it in sections, mortar them on, and then when I tile them over the top, that'll also tie them together. That's what we're going to do because I think it's going to be easier. And I don't want to make it too difficult for myself. But we've got the supports in place, which gives us these alcoves where we can store stuff underneath the worktop. The next thing to do, measure up, get the wood, make the formers. Well, that's the wood cut to size for the formers. I've got the screws, I've got the plastic to pour the concrete on top of so that we can lift them up and move them about when they're hardened. There's also some polystyrene at the back there. I'll show you what that's for when we get to it. But a bit of OSB. All the parts I need are there for me to make up the 4 parts of the countertop. Mortar them in place and then we'll be ready for tiling. But that's jumping the gun a bit. First of all, I've got to make up the formers and then we'll need to pour the concrete. Well, that's the formers now made, overlaid, lapped on each other on top just to make sure they fit and are in the right place. They all seem to. There's a very slight overlap which I've allowed for, but that will give us the working height and working size of our countertop. So the formers for the worktop have now been made. This is the one that's going to have the sink in it. Now the sink will go in this void here, so I've put polystyrene screwed down so they won't move. I'll pour the concrete around, it will leave the void for the sink to go in. Now obviously that's going to be a weak point here and a weak point here. Not excessively weak, it's concrete after all. But we've also got concrete mesh, rebar mesh that will sit in the concrete. And on top of that, along the front here, there will be a couple of bits of rebar. And along the back, another piece of rebar. Now that should be strong enough then, so that these 2 weak points have got the extra rebar in to strengthen it up. Shouldn't cause us any problems. Let's see, shall we? So that's our formers laid out, ready to go. We've got plastic underneath the first 3, just so I can pour straight in there, put the rebar in, smooth it over. That'll be that done. The 4th one is on a little, well, I've shown you that one already, so that's ready for filling up. So I better get mixing concrete and filling up these formers. So it's now been 24 hours since we poured the concrete. It's setting up nicely. I've been watering it and covering it with the plastic just to make sure it slows down how quickly it cures and dries so it doesn't crack. They're all looking as I would expect them to look. So in a couple of days I'll be able to take the formers off, put them on, mortar them in place, and that'll be the worktop ready for the next stage. While I'm waiting for those to dry, I can get on with the next job, which is to render the inside of where the alcoves and cupboards are going to be. Now this is going to be a lot easier to do before I put the concrete on the top, because obviously I can get to it a lot easier. So that'll be my job, but I won't be doing that today, probably tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes next week. So I still have the rendering to do, and obviously hopefully this plan will work with the different sections for the worktop. We'll find out next week. I'm going to let them set up, harden up properly before I start moving them about. I don't want to damage them before they're ready. But it's taking shape.
It is, and I think we will have one by the end of next week.
I hope so.
Just have to put a roof on it then.
Yeah, but that'll give us some shade.
Yeah.
Stop us getting too hot. Speaking of getting too hot, our swimming pool, wow, it's like a bath.
It is. You do feel like you're getting in every day.
And before you stir the water around, the top 2 inches are hot.
Oh, boiling hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you have any advice on how to keep a pool cooler, let us know.
Yeah, the solar blanket has definitely been retired.
Yeah, we've got a normal cover, but even that's heating the water up.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a sunshade up thing. I'm going to put sunshade up to try and shelter it from the midday sun. Hopefully that'll make a difference, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's lovely and warm getting in there.
And it's still refreshing. Don't get me wrong, we're still spending at least an hour a day there. But yeah, it's just a bit warm for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as cold. Max suggests we fill it with ice cubes, but that could be a long process.
Yeah, we got some plans, but if you know a surefire way of cooling it down, let us know. I think apart from one little item, we're done. But Sunday night, Targovishti, from 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock in the main square where the Dolphins are, they're showing the final of the Euros.
They are. They've got 2 screens apparently.
Yeah.
And they are showing it live in the town centre, so we may well...
pop along and just see how lively it is. Yeah. So if we do, we'll take you with us, as they say, the YouTube videos. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good evening and the right result will be had. Come on, England. Come on, England. Come on, England. 58 years, come on. So yes, I think that's about it for us this week.
Yeah, so until next week, just leaves for us to say...
Stay safe.
Be well.
Do skoro.
Do skoro.
I've got no trousers on.
Shut up.